Hi, my name is Monisha, and I'm giving YouTube yet another chance. Every time I try to do it, I kind of get frustrated with long form content because I just kind of start thinking to myself, like, what am I saying? Nothing I'm saying is making sense. Nobody's gonna listen to me. Like, what am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? Anything that I say doesn't really matter that much because somebody else is saying it. And then, like, I just stop saying things. And I also kind of get frustrated because of the lighting, the camera, the everything. And that said, I saw a video by It's Kismet, and he was talking about how he feels as though a lot of women, I'm paraphrasing, but a lot of women, a lot of people are putting on their best face when they get on the internet. Like, they are just creating an image that seems very curated. And he sometimes likes watching the content of people who maybe he doesn't even find desirable or attractive, but they're producing something that's real. And that made me stop and pause and reconsider the content that I make, because I did that. I did the creating content that I thought people would want to hear because people want positive. And when I did create real content, when I was in college and undergrad, I remember people finding it off-putting because it was negative, but it was real, it was authentic, it was what I was actually going through at that time. So I'm gonna try again. I'm making one pot macaroni and cheese because I am an associate therapist, and I see so many clients a day that when I have a few seconds to eat food, I will eat food. Believe it or not, I love to eat. I eat food all the time because food is delicious, and I like food that I'm not really supposed to eat. I like white cheddar macaroni and cheese, and I like baked macaroni and cheese. I make some really fire macaroni and cheese, actually. So, like, I need to learn how to make lasagna. Like, I know how to make lasagna, but I need to, like, make my own, like, lasagna recipe. Anyway, to the realness. This is so sad, I'm not gonna lie, but I appreciate that it's real. Okay. Lately, my feelings of depression feel prominent and managed. Life hasn't become all my hopes led me to think it could happen. Right now, all is okay, although the feeling of being an alien in the world is taking joy from me. This week, Japan elected a far-right prime minister, which furthers the feeling of feeling foreign in a world that is growing increasingly right-wing heavy. As days pass, my natural progressive perspectives lead to feelings of being a minority. A self-respecting minority, which might be the reason for my isolation. Boycotting where I live is lonely. Intellectualism in a country that has a declining literacy rate feels isolating. 3 more years, if all goes well, still seems long. Love seems stupid. Love is one of the most disrespected states of being. People around seem occupied with work, career, and exploration. Those who have are distrustful, and those who have not are simply trying to survive. Connection is simply for experiencing moments, and relationships are less lasting than detached acquaintances. Friends miss friends when they move away, but stay inside when they're close by. Recently, because of being asked about my truth, I've become more clear about my wants and needs. My want is probably attainable. 5 more months and my vision will be cleared. Licensed clinical social worker, moving to Miami, Florida. An exam that I have to take seems a little less threatening. How do I stop longing for connection? Every time my eyes go into my device, my mind feels teleported into a world of parasocial understanding. People on the internet seem much more relatable than those around me. Today, a video by the podcast Diary of a CEO showed up on my Instagram feed. In it, Dr. Tara shared that we connect with people who match our level of psychological wound. That made me cry, because for whatever reason, the people who connect with me seem satisfied with their wounds and much more interested in quick thrills. Nationally, headlines suggest that there is a growing issue where women are healing and becoming more educated, whereas men are doing the opposite. Then I talk about my last relationship, and that's a little personal, but it kind of gave me a whole lot more compassion as to why I was in a relationship that seemed different, and it's because I feel different. I thought that leaning into the weird, or just leaning into something that seemed like it could work, was a good idea. And I went with it without trying to think too much about it, even if it meant my life would not be what I had dreamt of it to be. But I felt true joy and satisfaction at that time. Mustard! I added mustard to my mac and cheese for flavor. It's too hot to eat. But yeah, I end my journal entry by saying, the wonder, am I too hurt to be consistently loved, crossed my mind. My sense is this is probably more about timing, circumstance, and proximity. Yeah, I was going through some big feelings this morning, and journaling actually did help. I think that it's tough because sometimes personalizing what isn't going right feels like the only way I can take control so that maybe I can try to make it go right. And that's probably not the case. It's not the case. I just feel like I've been doing a lot of having to confront that the world is just not what I thought it would be. That a lot of people are, a lot of people struggle with taking things at face value, and then a lot of people exploit people who take things at face value. A lot of people have their own wounds, as I have my own wounds, yet they may not have the tools to work past those wounds. And honestly, I still have to work past my own wounds too. It's just, I kind of also am seeing this repeated message that we don't have to be completely healed in order to be loved. And it's not that I don't think I'm lovable. I'm very lovable. I am a bundle of love. But I think that idea of meeting someone that there's a sense of relative ease, reasonable ease, and dare I say, like, shared oneness. Someone who's buying into the vision, like we both bought into the same vision. And then also dating as a woman modernly, it kind of sometimes feels like men are looking for a sidekick who will sit in the co-pilot seat, or they're looking for a co-pilot that just isn't going to the same destination as I am. And that's tough too. And I think that has to do with proximity. I just live in a place where I probably have to move, and that's my plan, is to move and follow my dreams. Go be a model. Go be the best model I can be. And that's how I give myself a sense of purpose, even when things get hard, and even when things get sad, and even when I don't necessarily know that anything's gonna get better. I just get out of my head and do things. Like recently, like just this last weekend, I took digitals. Digitals are what models take so that we can send agencies what we look like without any makeup. And the photographer showed me the pictures, and she's like, how do you look? I was like, okay. Okay. Yes. And that's because I've noticed, especially for modeling, the first time I look at a picture, sometimes I hate it, but when I look at it like 10 times later, like I have to look at it 10 times later, after the 10th time, I start to look a little bit better. And that makes me realize that I'm so mean to myself that it's second nature. And by just going with it and trusting other people's judgments, I've been able to stop zooming in on the parts of myself that I don't like and start to zoom into the parts of myself that other people found beautiful. Am I saying that the cure to body dysmorphic disorder is get out of your own head and just stop? No, I'm not saying that. Getting out of my head and just going with it, accepting the vessel that I'm in and running with it, it helped me a lot. Definitely helped me a lot. I'm a lot more kind to myself as a result. All right, that was my honest video. If you're still here, I hope you liked it. If you follow, then that will positively reinforce me to create more content. If you like it or comment nice things, I'm gonna ignore the mean things. I'm not gonna ignore it. I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna feel kind of like some type of way, but I'm gonna push through it because that's how we grow.